You have to believe me. I'm not involved in this.
They dragged her out of the hotel lobby like she was nothing. People stared. Phones came out. Whispers filled the air. "Get this woman out of here," the billionaire shouted. "She doesn't belong among people like us." Her son clung tightly to her torn jacket, shaking. What no one in that luxury hotel knew was that the single mother they were humiliating that night was the real owner of the building. So how did a woman they called trash become the person who would bring a billionaire to his knees? Stay with me.
You need to be careful. They're watching your every move.
Emily Carter never planned to become a single mother. She once had dreams, simple dreams. A small house, a stable job, a husband who would come home every night, a child who would never know hunger. But life had other plans. Her husband, Daniel, died in a construction accident when their son, Noah, was only 4 years old. No warning, no goodbye. One phone call destroyed everything. Emily remembered standing in the hospital hallway, her knees weak, her ears ringing, her world collapsing, while strangers explained paperwork she couldn't understand. Just like that, she was alone. No parents to help. No siblings to lean on. No inheritance. Only bills. Emily sold her wedding ring to pay rent. She sold her car. She worked 3 jobs. Morning, hotel cleaner. Afternoon, diner waitress. Night, office janitor. Every dollar went to Noah. Every smile she gave him hid her exhaustion. "Mommy, are you okay?" he often asked. "I'm just tired, sweetheart," she'd say, forcing a smile. But inside, she was drowning. People treated Emily like she was invisible. At work, managers spoke down to her. Customers ignored her. Some were cruel. "You people are all the same," a man once muttered when she spilled his coffee. At Noah's school, wealthy parents avoided her. They wore designer clothes. She wore thrift store jackets. She overheard whispers. "That's the poor kid. Single mom, no father. Probably trouble." Emily never fought back. She believed dignity meant silence. But Noah noticed everything. One night, as they shared a small bowl of noodles, he said quietly, "Mom, why do people look at us like that?" Emily froze. Then she pulled him close. "Listen to me," she said softly. "Never let anyone tell you your worth. One day, they'll regret underestimating us." She didn't know how true those words would become. One afternoon, Emily's supervisor handed her a sealed envelope. "What's this?" Emily asked. "Some event upstairs," the woman shrugged. "Cleaning duty. Fancy charity dinner. Billionaire crowd." Emily sighed. She hated these events. Rich people. Fake smiles. Cold stares. But overtime meant extra money. So she agreed. That night, Emily wore her cleanest dress. It was old, faded, but neat. Noah stayed with a neighbor. Emily arrived early and began cleaning the grand ballroom of Harrington Plaza Hotel, one of the most luxurious hotels in the city. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, gold accents. She worked quietly, unnoticed, until he walked in. Richard Harrington, real estate tycoon, tech investor, billionaire. His name was everywhere. Magazines called him America's Golden Empire Builder. But behind closed doors, he was arrogant, cold, and cruel to anyone he saw as beneath him. Richard stormed into the ballroom with his wife, Vanessa, and a group of executives. He glanced around, displeased. Then his eyes landed on Emily, a cleaner, in his space. "What is she doing here?" he snapped. Vanessa looked Emily up and down and smirked. "She's probably stealing," she said loudly. Emily froze. I'm assigned here," she said politely. Richard scoffed. "Assigned?" he laughed. "This is a private event. Get out." "I was told." "Now." His voice echoed. Everyone turned to look. Emily's face burned. "I'll finish quickly," she whispered. That's when Vanessa stepped forward and shoved the cleaning cart. Water spilled across the marble floor. Gasps filled the room. "Unbelievable," Vanessa sneered. "People like you always cause trouble." Emily bent down to clean the mess, her hands shaking. Then Richard said the words that would change everything. "Remove her. Immediately. I don't want this kind of embarrassment around my guests." Security approached. Emily stood slowly. "Please," she said. "I just need this job." Richard laughed. "Look at you," he said loudly. "A cleaner begging in a billionaire's hotel." And then, he added, "Single mothers like you should know your place." The room went silent. Emily felt something break inside her. Security grabbed her arm. People watched. Some whispered. Some recorded. No one helped. Emily tried to explain. I'm not doing anything wrong. But they didn't listen. She was escorted through the grand lobby. That's when Noah ran toward her. Mom? Emily's heart stopped. The neighbor had dropped him off early. He clung to her. Mom, why are they holding you? Richard followed, annoyed. What is this now? Emily looked him in the eyes. This is my son. Richard sneered. Teaching him early how to beg? Emily snapped. Don't you ever speak about my child like that. Gasps erupted. Richard's face darkened. Get her out. Permanently. They shoved her outside. The doors slammed shut. Emily stood in the cold night air, holding her crying son. She had never felt so small, so broken, so angry. That night, after Noah fell asleep, Emily opened a small metal box hidden under her bed. Inside were documents she had avoided for years. Legal papers, shares, property deeds. Her late husband, Daniel, had once saved a man's life. Years ago. That man had secretly transferred ownership of multiple properties to Daniel, as gratitude. Daniel never told Emily. He was waiting for the right time. But he died before he could explain. Emily discovered the truth months later. One of those properties? Harrington Plaza Hotel. Emily owned 51%. She never used it. She never revealed it. She wanted a normal life. Until tonight. She looked at the papers and made a decision. The next morning, Emily visited a law firm. She placed the documents on the desk. The lawyer's eyes widened. You own controlling shares of Harrington Plaza, he said slowly, and several connected assets. Emily nodded. I want to attend the next board meeting. The lawyer swallowed. They don't know who you are. Good, she said calmly. I'd like to keep it that way, for now. 1 week later. The Harrington boardroom buzzed with tension. Richard sat confidently at the head of the table. Vanessa smiled smugly. Then the lawyer entered. Ladies and gentlemen, he announced, I'd like to introduce the majority shareholder. The door opened. Emily walked in. Simple suit. Calm expression. Richard froze. Vanessa's smile vanished. Emily took her seat. Silence. Richard laughed nervously. This is a joke. The lawyer slid the documents forward. Ms. Carter owns 51% of this property. Richard stood up. That's impossible. Emily looked at him steadily. Is it? The room erupted. Faces pale. Voices shaking. Richard's knees buckled. The same woman he humiliated owned his empire. Richard stammered. I didn't know. Emily stood. You didn't care to know. She looked around the room. This company will change. Effective immediately. Vanessa whispered, Richard, say something. Emily turned to her. People like you, she said softly, judge others by appearances. Her eyes hardened. I judge by character. Richard sank into his chair. The power had shifted. Emily never fired Richard. She demoted him. She believed humiliation taught nothing. But accountability did. She funded scholarships for single parents, improved worker conditions, and never forgot where she came from. One evening Noah asked, Mom, are we rich now? Emily smiled. We always were, she said. We just didn't know it. What would you have done if you were her? Would you forgive or walk away? Please subscribe to Arib's Billion Stories for more emotional life stories that reveal the hidden power of dignity.